Hi, my name is Mari Bowie. I'm an attorney here at the Nieves law firm, and today I'm going to talk to you about if you need to request an APS hearing if you have an out-of-state license. So many people are familiar with the APS process. The APS process is essentially separate from the criminal charges for DUI. The DMV acts as its own entity, and they are questioning whether they need to suspend your driving privileges. Obviously, the DMV is a California entity. It's a state entity. So if you are someone that has an out-of-state license or does not live within the state, you may think you do not need to contest the APS hearing or that your driving privileges will be affected. However, that's not true. The first thing is, depending on what happens in the state of California, if you're convicted or charged with the DUI, it could affect your home state because they will send that to the home state. So you may have to follow their procedures and protocols, and you may end up having your license revoked from there. The second thing to note is that although you may not necessarily want a California license, it does affect your driving privileges. So your driving privileges will still be suspended in the state of California, even if you don't necessarily have a license. And that's because the states act separately. So if you're driving on a state highway, a California state highway, your license privileges or your driving privileges are still suspended during that time. It doesn't matter that you have an out-of-state license because in the state of California, you're not supposed to be driving. And finally, it's important to request it because if for some reason one day you decide to get a California driver's license, that whatever suspension happened in the state of California is going to be affecting you from getting that license. So you don't want any holds or requirements associated when you eventually try to, because it would suck if even from 10 years from now, you decide to get a California license and now you're subjected to requirements, suspensions, and fines for something that happened an incredibly long time ago. And so that's why it's really important to request an APS hearing. What happens is if you request an APS hearing when you're out of state, you'll be assigned an X reference number. So you don't technically have a license in the state, but you still get an associated number with you. And so the state of California can still identify you within the DMV system, and it can affect you going forward. So that is why even if you have an out-of-state license, you should still request an APS hearing, because not only does it affect your out-of-state license, but it affects your privileges in California in the future for if you wish to get a California license or drive on California roads. If you're an out-of-state driver and find yourself subjected to a DUI charge or an APS hearing, please contact the Nieves law firm and see how we can help you with that.